Hi, welcome to another installment of Property Vlogs. Guys, I'm here in Newbuild, which is in Nottinghamshire, and we are here to tour the Appleby, which is this house behind me. Another fabulous development by Peveril Homes. So what is the Appleby? It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom property with an extra WC. Its approximate size is 1,402 square feet. And at the time of us touring this property, it's listed from approximately £479,000. So if you want to get straight into the external tour, let's do that right away. Externally, we've got this gorgeous rough cast rendered wall, and then we've got the coin details, and they're using brickwork, which you can see over here. These are the coin details. Red brick, creamish white-ish render, a bold green front door, a porch canopy. This particular plot, you have a step up, but obviously, depending on which one you buy off plan, you may have a different way of getting in. You've got a bit of lawn at the front, planting either side, your own private driveway and garage. And yeah, I think it's a symmetrical property, a symmetrical frontage, a few quirky features, traditional features such as the stone sills and the brick details above the window. And yeah, that's enough external. Let's get inside and continue the rest of the tour. Okay guys, come inside. Let's get nice, warm and cozy and enjoy this tour. And let's get into the quiet, warm and cozy indoors of the Appleby. So I didn't mention earlier, I know it was on screen, but just to clarify, we are at Hemps Hill Croft, a development by Peveril Homes. This is the Appleby, and it's a show home, so it's been zhuzhed up for our enjoyment and entertainment. But first impressions, we've got that inlaid matting that I love seeing now in most homes, most new build homes. And it's just nice to know that you're not tracking on dirt straight into your beautiful, what looks to me to be luxury vinyl flooring, vinyl tile, LVT all the way across. Very solid, but it's not real wood. It is man-made in terms of the material. The front door, it was dark green on the outside. Now it's white on the inside. So it kind of brightens up the internal space. You've got that glazed inset piece there in the middle. You've got your peephole, security chain, chrome ironmongery. Love the locking door, the door lock, and the letterbox at a really nice height. Okay, we've got sockets and switches. They look like they're like a brushed chrome, or sometimes depending, they change the names of them. It could be a stainless steel, but it's that metal finish. That's probably going to be an upgrade as opposed to having plain white standard switches. I love it in terms of height. It's a good height. It's definitely a minimum of 2.4 or above 2.4. It just feels really nice and roomy. You've got the staircase right in front of you when you come in, and you've got just access to all the rooms off this main level. Let's do the first. And oh, before we get in there, let's talk about the ironmongery. Love this wooden door. Beautiful. Very good. I love that. So again, that is such a nice kind of like change. We've got the black handles, which you don't see very often, and the black hinges to the doors. Beautiful. And this is now the downstairs toilet or the powder room. I like the fact that I'm seeing sealant all the way around the perimeter of the floor, with this being kind of classed as a wet space. It's really nice to know that you've got that, which creates like a kind of a tanked area. Again, we've got that gorgeous flooring all the way through. This is a 2-piece suite. We've got our sink over here and our toilet over here. And in case you're looking for any kind of radiator on any wall, there isn't, because the whole ground floor has underfloor heating. Yeah. So more details and things like technical environmental details obviously can be found directly through the sales team at this development. All the links are going to be in the description. So walking around again, should we go in that way? Yeah, okay. The next room is going to be here. This is a very nicely proportioned, whatever you want to call it, room. It's currently being staged as a study/home office. It's got its own nice, generous window. It's got a high sill level, but this is more of a standard height. Remember guys, I am a sucker for a low sill level for window seats, but this is height, giving you Privacy, more privacy, and then obviously it's going to be more cost effective to dress the windows because they're not so big. But again, it's a 3-pane system, so it's very big. And then you have 2 opening lights either side. Love the color scheme and the colors and all the themes going on so far. If you do, give this video a like. But then at the same time, we had nothing to do with it. So if you don't like it, don't give this video a dislike. But yes, I love everything that's going on so far. You could have done a wraparound L-shaped table, or what they've done there, or place the desk here if you are kind of wanting to kind of look out the window maybe. But yeah, it's a good size. It could be a playroom, it could be a spare bedroom with a day bed, sofa, a little bit of a cinema room, or whatever you want to do could be in there. A little yoga space, who knows. But yeah, that's the first room over there. And I did mention the doors. I want to mention the architraves and skirting boards. We've got our standard profiles. This is more of a common standard profile. There is actually a name, and extra points to you if you can name the name of this profile in the comments, but it's finished in a high white gloss finish all the way throughout, and it continues around the architraves. And look at this. This is really cool. I love this glazed insert. So, okay, I think I might prefer this as opposed to a fully glazed door, because this level is quite susceptible to kicks and bangs and, you know, somebody running into it or kicking. But by having this, you have that continuity of light without having the vulnerable area exposed as well. But anyway, this is our formal lounge. Beautifully staged with this wallpaper in the corner, this profile strip, and then this really gorgeous aubergine color on the wall. Right, it's almost square in floor plan, but I think it is actually officially a rectangle. Yeah, with a little bit of a kind of a bit kind of cut out of it. So I think the way they've done the furniture arrangement is pretty good. And this sounds really critical. The only reason why I'm saying pretty good is because there is another option where you can have this being your main focal point, and this little nook here where the wall kind of pushes in could be where your L-shaped sofa could go here. So you could actually have your back to the front door and look at the TV that way. But I think if you do watch our videos, you'll know that I tend to say that I prefer having an arrangement where you can sit here and still look out the window and look at who's coming in and out of the house. So again, I'm going to retract my words. I think this is probably the best way to have set the furniture, and there's still more space to go. There's space for end table there. There's an armchair there right below the window. And again, if you're looking for the radiator underneath the window, there isn't one, because like I said, even though this is carpeted, this is fully underfloor heated, and my feet feel very warm under here. Again, we've got the pendant fixtures. Things like the number of fixtures and pendants that you have are usually customizable if you're able to reserve your plot off plan and you get in there early. We've got our staircase here. Now follow me underneath these spotlights to our open plan kitchen, dining and living space, all connected in this linear layout. I really love it. Guys, are you really feeling the interior design, the colors? They're very warm and very kind of like inviting and very cozy. I really like it all. But again, that can be changed to your own personal taste. Yeah, and you're here to watch a bit of an architectural take on this house type, not necessarily interior design. Should we start over there for the first time? So the kitchen. Okay, let's go over here. So starting in the living area, I think this is such a nicely proportioned space. Sometimes they can be quite small, but this is really nice. You can accommodate 2 3-seater sofas, 2 coffee tables, 2 end tables, a large TV at the end, or maybe a media wall, and a large console underneath. I love it. Plants are really in at the moment, so you can have quite a few of those. There's enough space for all of those. And by not having too many walls with things going on, you have an option of making that your focal point, or that the obvious focal point. There's lots of wall space for artwork. You've got a window as well, allowing you to have that light coming into the space and connecting inside and outside, but also giving you that rear aspect view. Then you've got your dining area. So you can see this is kind of the tried and tested flow. You cook, you eat, and then you relax. I like it. So we've started kind of in reverse, but I like that because you can now admire the dining and the kitchen area with views of the garden, which I'll talk more about in a second. So this is now the dining area. So I love this dining table. Actually love this dining table. I think, again, it's not, let me not guess materials, because there's probably a designer going, no, it's not, it's real wood or whatever behind the screen. If I kind of mislabel it, so I won't do that, but it's a wood appearance, beautiful dining table, and it's 6-seater. Really good 6-seater. These chairs are quite wide. I think you could probably, I think a 6-seater, yeah, don't go any bigger. But if you did need to, there is obviously all that space at the end to do that, and all the circulation space all the way around. But again, I like the cozy feeling. Love this dining table. Love the pendant that's been dropped down. That is one of those lighting fixtures. That is your decor, so that won't come with the house, but I like that. And then of course, centered on this door, centered on this dining area, is this set of double doors which would open up into our garden, and you could just imagine kind of opening up into your barbecue area during the warmer months, and a really nice sizable garden, which we will talk more about in a second. So let's go straight into the garden tour footage right now. Okay guys, through that door we're gonna now go into the garden. This is the garden. As you can see, we've got the paving, we've got the brick walls, which are the garages of the different property, and then the really nice close-boarded timber posts around the outside. Not those flimsy ones. I like to see these quality ones, which are, you can see they're kind of reinforced at mid-height. So when it gets windy, fingers crossed, because I don't know the wind forces in this area, but that's just a little bit of technical detail. This is an improved quality fence that you can clearly see. Enough waffling. You can see there the Daikin air source heat pump. It's very quiet actually. I love the modern styles. They're very, very quiet, hardly noticeable. And then you've got all the paving to the front. So you could obviously extend this when you buy your own property and have a barbecue area, have garden furniture, but you have the paved area, you have the lawn, you have the planting all the way around, and these miniature trees. You can see it is similar to the front, except it's completely red brick. Shock, shock, horror, right? I like that twist and that change in materials. But that brick is actually a really, really beautiful brick. And the windows are white from the outside, symmetrical. And yeah, that is the garden tour. Okay, that was the garden. Now let's come back. So we were talking about the dining area. There is a little bit of a mystery door there. I wonder if I should, yeah, let me show you what's behind the door. Again, the door, even though it's a mystery door, it's been finished in the same quality architrave, skirting boards, and the door with the hinges. Let's open what's underneath here. Could you have guessed it, guys? It is an understair cupboard with a light. I don't want to be too loud on the microphone. Bam, bam. That is 10 out of 10. I love the fact that it's got a light. Again, it completely transforms the whole space. It's not a dingy cupboard. It is a usable, functional space that you want to store stuff in. It could be your pantry, your larder. It could be a storage space. It could be a secondhand. It could be, it could be a cloak. It could be a just area for just to store whatever you want out of sight. And it's got the underfloor heating manifold, beautifully disguised underneath that very discreet cupboard. Did you catch that? That's what that was. And that's what's controlling all the underfloor heating. Enough about that. Now we've got the kitchen space. I love this little kind of wall that comes out to kind of divide this space. We've got an almost U-shaped kitchen. It's actually like an L-shaped kitchen, and with an additional kind of kitchen storage unit here. So maybe we'll talk about this and then go that way. So what is behind this? I'm so curious. It's finished in the same style as the rest of the kitchen. It is our fridge freezer. You want to take drinks to your friends when they're eating over there, that you can. You've got your fridge, and obviously this is going to be our freezer. And then over here we've got our pull-out kind of pantry, cornflakes, storage, whatever, dry goods, in addition to that mystery door there. So that's really cool. Let me spin around, but not without saying, I love the details underneath. That's probably going to be an upgrade, but it's a nice customization to have. Really, really nice. So we've got storage here. So it is Oh, I love the color on this. It's very warm, off-white color. I like these kind of brass inspired or brass colored doorknobs. And then you've got the pull version here for the dishwasher. The dishwasher is a full-sized Bosch dishwasher. Great. We've got worktop space here. The worktop itself is gorgeous. And you can see here, there's optional extras. As you can see on this sign, this show home includes non-standard optional extra upgrades. So yeah, there's going to be a few upgrades in this kitchen, but again, you have the choice to choose these up or down in terms of scale of cost, and it's nice to see the potential of what you can make of your kitchen. I like the fact this material is being used for the upstand and the sill as well. It does really feel like sewn. It's very convincing. I love it. Okay. It's a 1.5 bowl stainless steel sink. I like that, and a mixer tap with a swivel spout. We've got the window in front of the sink, 10 out of 10. Detail that is so underrated, but for me is an absolute must. We've got storage underneath the sink. We've got additional storage there. Everything here is on soft closers. I like the sockets. We've got all of the USB options there. Again, everything has been upgraded socket-wise, which kind of adds that elegant touch. We've got wall-mounted units here, kind of either side of our wide induction hob. We've got storage underneath again. Love the quality of the finishes. Very, very good quality finishes. So I pull this. It is our utensil drawer. Love that. And that is actually one of the benefits of having an induction hob, is that all of that space underneath can usually be utilized. We've got the upstand in that same material as the worktop. Large extractor fan above our induction hob. More storage. Would you like a drink? You know, just very, very inviting and welcoming. Did you notice this wine cooler, guys? Temperature control by Bosch. Is that also on a soft closer? Ooh, fancy. Okay, double oven arrangement here, storage above and below by Bosch. And of course, there is the bonus room, which you have probably already seen behind me, which is our utility / laundry room. Love it. You've got a space for a non-integrated appliance, storage underneath, you know, for your detergent, and then an integrated appliance here as well. So you actually have double appliance space with the same quality worktop that we saw in the kitchen. And we also have the upstand and a lot of wall space, which you can then fit out with shelving. We also have a bit of an extractor here, which is great for having, because of obviously these machines. Ready? Look at this. Wow. Okay, so this is our side-on access to our garden. So down that way we have the access to the driveway, and what a lovely addition to have to your house, which is another way to get to the back discreetly, in and out, do the laundry, go out. You don't have to disrupt what's happening here or traipse in dirt. You can kind of get everything there, the dirty clothes go in there, and then come into this lovely welcoming space over here. Now, with that being said, follow me and let's go upstairs. Now that we are on the first floor landing, really soft, I have to say. That's my first impression. The choice of the carpeting is very soft, and sometimes it is to do with the carpet, or sometimes it's to do with the underlay. But again, I'm really liking this. And just in case you're wondering, all these little footprints are mine and Brian's actually. This whole show home was beautifully vacuumed in these triangular patterns when we arrived here, so it's perfect for our tour, right? So we've got tall ceiling heights again on this floor. We've got the loft hatch above me. They've gone with spotlights on the landing, so you have several of them. And then let me just open what's in this mystery door. This is our hot water cylinder. This is what's powering our showers. It's a Daikin. Beautiful. If you know the specification of that, let me know. But again, I love that. Okay, guys, before I forget, actually, I totally skipped on these details. I was just holding on to that, and I just realized I didn't even mention the fact that this staircase feels so nice in terms of width, and it gives you a direct line of sight all the way to the front door. How could I forget to mention that? And then as you're looking at this view, you can see that there's a wall there just waiting for you to put something on it. And without there being a light fixture there, would you put something there to kind of brighten this space up? I love the fact that you've got that drama, and it just feels like you could just do so much more with that space. Also, I love the white high gloss finish on this. It feels so nice on the handrail and the newel posts. A really traditional detail, but I like the quality of it. The first room that I'm going to show you on this floor is through here, and this is one of the double bedrooms on this floor. I like the proportions of it. There's an obvious focal point. I like rooms that kind of lead you in, and you know the bed's going to be on that wall. The bedside tables are going to be either side, and this room does just that. We've got the pendant above us. Again, you can add more or fewer lighting fixtures. You've got your window here facing the front of the property. And now that we're upstairs, we've got radiators. And it is typical to have underfloor heating on the ground floor, where you have like tiles and luxury vinyl flooring as well. And then upstairs, we have a traditional return to our radiators. Love it. So yeah, this is a really nicely proportioned bed, room, and a nicely proportioned bed. I think this could be a king size bed. And then just in case you're wondering where the storage space is, this is our wardrobe space. Gorgeous wardrobe space. So this is just an example of what you can do. This does not come as standard. The wall would continue all the way back there, and then you could put in whatever wardrobe that you want, whatever style, or probably speak to the I think usually you can speak to the sales team to ask about who's done these ones, and then maybe even have the exact style installed. I want to also mention there's a radiator in the hallway, so we are not in a cold hallway, we're in a nice warm hallway. And then of course you can see just behind over my shoulder, you can just see this, which is another beautifully proportioned double bedroom. Now they've really showed you what you can put in this bedroom. At the foot of the bed, you can of course leave it bare or have this homework area. Again, if this is just one person's room, this is such a nicely proportioned room, because you know you are going to be doing homework. You're not going to be in both inside the bed and doing homework, so there's lots of space to move around and navigate around your room. And you've got your window facing your rear garden, the radiator underneath that. And what a beautiful garden that was, guys. So loving all the decor in here. I really am trying not to get sucked in, but the decor is really, really highlighting just how beautiful you can make this room. Bare walls are not beautiful, guys. It's literally the personality that makes a room come to life. We've got the wardrobe over here, fitted wardrobe. Again, not a standard fixture. You have to install these, but again, it is a chunky piece of furniture, very deep as well, and it fits while still allowing you to have a double bed and two bedside tables either side. Love that. And yeah, one last glance at this beautifully staged space. Now, of course, we have to talk about the family bathroom, and it is a 4-piece suite space. We've got tiling underneath. We've got a heated towel rail over here in white. Everything is color kind of themed, color matched together. You've got a large bathtub here with a shower attachment, which is great for small pets. Cleaning the bathtub, maybe if you've got anything to kind of wipe down. And the whole room has been upgraded to full height tiling all the way to the ceiling. Love the mirrored wall. Again, that's usually an upgrade. You've got a window, which I love to see in this. Obviously, we also have the extract fan as well, exchanging the air, maintaining the airflow rate in this space that's usually hot and humid. We've got our sink on a pedestal by ideal standard, our toilet by ideal standard, and then our step up and step in shower. Love this. This is by Myra, and it's Myra React with a handheld device there. Love it. Fully tiled in this gorgeous grey palette. So let me just come back out of there, back to the hallway, and this room, again, it mimics the other rooms on the same floor. We've got a double bed, bedside table, a chunky wardrobe system here, or space for wardrobes if you don't go with this upgrade for a fitted wardrobe. Then you've got at the foot of the bed, you've got a large dresser here. If you were a TV watcher, this would be where your TV would be, usually at the foot of the bed. If I know I didn't mention that in the other bedrooms, but you can use your imagination. That's where the TV would be. Then we've got a window facing the rear garden. You can kind of see the garage, the trees, the rooftops, and it's a very quieter, peaceful view as well. And then you've got your radiator just underneath that. Really good proportions, good ceiling heights, and this could easily be a king size bed, very large double bed at the very least. And of course, this is our primary bedroom, which is through here. Okay, it's got mood lighting. And I think if the lighting was zhuzhed up more, I think if it was kind of turned up a lot more, we would have, wow, more glitz and glamour. But it is such a lovely, very, very kind of grown-up space. We've got that kind of aubergine color again, that very dark plummy purple. Love that rich color. And just in case you weren't sure about the proportions of this bed, whenever you see these many pillows and cushions on a bed, trust me, this is a huge king size, super king actually, super king bed. Love it, with an oversized headboard that's over 2 meters tall. We've got the paneling on the wall and decor. They've also done these additional wall mounted lights. That's something to be discussed with the developer. And then you've got bedside tables either side. So that is already the main fundamental boxes are ticked. Huge bed, bedside tables. And then of course we have our chunky wardrobes system. It is not just a double wardrobe for 2 people, it is like a triple system. I love that, with the 3 doors, and they're full height. So you're getting all that furniture all the way to the top. I'm going to open this one just to give you an idea of what is happening on the inside. This is all customizable, you know, whether you want drawers, shelves, whatever, but they've gone with the double clothes rail and a shelf at the top, maximizing that full floor to ceiling height. It's carpeted on the inside, so you're not going to see corners being cut as well. But of course, if you didn't have this, you could put 2 double wardrobes, maybe with the double door here, side by side. Even though you have the 3 doors, this is definitely bigger than a standard wardrobe. This is almost like a double wardrobe in each segment. Very spacious. I love that. Then you have all this maneuvering, all this circulation space. They've got 2 stools at the foot of the bed. Could have been an ottoman or a storage bench. And then you've got this dresser. That mirror could have been where your TV goes, or a large piece of artwork. I really feel this room really ticks all the boxes in terms of decor, aesthetics, and of course space. Now let me turn on the light to the ensuite. So this is the ensuite that you get to have as having the primary bedroom. You've got a 3-piece suite. You've got your sink over a pedestal. You've got the toilet, and then you've got your shower. And this, I think, because they haven't tiled the entire space, this is more reminiscent of what you would get as standard. You've got the splashback tiled, so this is the wettest zone around the sink is tiled, and it's got that trim around it, that same trim that we see on the sill. The sill itself is tiled, and then anything else that doesn't get wet is left as a painted finish. We've got a fully tiled shower enclosed closed area, and then we've got the rainfall feature. I love that. It's like a bonus indulgent feature for the primary bedroom, and a handheld device as well for cleaning and just kind of just helping you kind of, I was going to say maintain the shower, but you have to put the work in that. The shower doesn't do that for you, but that handheld shower allows you to clean the shower in its entirety and the doors. You've got the towel rail right next to the shower, and then they've gone with this wooden finish. Now, I can't tell whether this is, oh, it is. They're individual planks, which is luxury vinyl tile. If it was like a continuous flooring with no cuts in it, that would then be vinyl, your typical vinyl. But no, these look gorgeous, and again they have the ceiling all the way around. Enough about that. We are going to turn around to the really pretty stuff again and close the tour here. So thank you so much for joining us and watching all the way to the end. If you watched to this very moment, you are a very special type of person, so thank you for that. And also, we're going to list on screen all of our patrons who followed us on our Patreon page. Thank you so much to all of you. Thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe. We've got a full playlist of several Peveril home tours, so if you want to see more of those and see what they have in store or what they had in the past and compare that with what this is, then click the link and we'll use editing magic to make them pop up. But before you go, watch another video of ours so I can see you very soon. Bye.